Sega's been on a hot streak recently. With all the recent releases, upcoming revivals, and all the goodwill they've stored up, it's been a while since they've pissed me off, and not a second too late. Thanks, Sega. At the 2025 Summer Games Fest, a new trailer for Sonic Racing Crossworlds premiered, showing off new tracks like Mystic Jungle from Sonic Forces and Dragon Road from Unleashed. But the focus of the trailer was on the brand new characters, specifically guest characters. Sega had been teasing, and by teasing I mean
classic Sega franchises. I wonder if they're gonna be coming back for a rematch.
Just blatantly saying that the game would feature Sega characters like in the good old days and in the good new days. Why do they keep bringing Altered Beast back? Showing off were Hatsune Miku, Ichiban Kasuga from Like a Dragon or the Yakuza series, and Ren from Persona. Hell yeah, this is exactly what I was waiting for! Mostly! I was always a smidge bummed that Crossworlds was going full Sonic with the roster. I love the Sonic and Sega racing games because they have all these fun Sega dudes like Billy Hatcher, Beat, the Choo Choo. Even the characters I don't give a shit about, I give a shit about. Sure, I'm happy to have Blaze and Espio and Crossworlds, but I kinda miss the Sega dudes like I and Amigo. Ichiban and Joker being here alongside the Sonic cast gave me so much hope for future characters. As they say, hope is fleeting, but damn, I didn't know hope lasted 2 minutes. I flat out hate the fact that Minecraft is in Crossworlds. I think it is the dumbest thing that could happen to the game. It's such an actively unexciting announcement because there's no through line or connective tissue between it and the rest of the roster. This was supposed to be a game with Sonic and Sega, but Minecraft is just a random franchise to throw in there to get the outsiders in. It represents one of my least favorite trends in modern multiplayer games and modern media as a whole. The constant need to have everything be a big, massive crossover between so many IPs. With things like Fortnite, Dead by Daylight, fucking Space Jam 2. There's this new age obsession with trying to blow minds constantly with crazier and bigger crossovers, and it's so tired. Minecraft is only here to be a shocking big marketing pick because it's the biggest game, rather than there being some logical connection between the two series besides it there and it there. They got that here. Guest characters being here is already really f***ing annoying, but it gets even f***ing annoying when I realize all the things it's here instead of. This game could have been a great chance to include some more obscure but beloved Sonic characters like Mighty or Fang or Styx, or introduce the IDW cast to a wider audience in a more mainstream Sonic property. Hell, throw in Tom or Agent Stone, or dare I say, I don't. It could have also been a great chance to include a variety of Sega properties after they were sorely missing in Team Sonic Racing. Especially with them releasing so many more games in the past few years and upcoming, this was a perfect chance to showcase some of their characters. They got Shinobi coming out, and Virtua Fighter, and Jet Set Radio, and so much more. So they could have still done their markety bullshit with characters who make sense in a game like this. You like SpongeBob? What the hell is this? SpongeBob, TMNT, Avatar, half the DLC is Nickelodeon. Hello? You already did 3 of these, stay in your lane! These aren't even video game characters anymore, what the f is all this? The only possible link I can see is that Paramount makes the Sonic movies and also distributes Nick's stuff, but that's a through line as shallow as the notion that because Paramount makes the movie Sonic can be a Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. Oh sh! I love Avatar and TMNT and SpongeBob, you know, before it fell off for 15 years straight, but they have no hard connection to Sonic or Sega and are just more random IPs to throw into the soup. I mean, for God's sake, Sony's making the Zelda movie. What, are we gonna throw Link in the next PlayStation crossover? These things need to make sense, people! This kind of thing happened before with Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed, and I hated it there too, with characters like Danica Patrick, Wreck-It Ralph, and the Yogs cast being playable, while a lot of the characters I actually came to this game for were cut. You like Team Fortress 2? Minecraft and Nickelodeon and Sonic Racing Crossworlds has no appeal to me, and is clearly a stunt made to appeal to people who weren't giving a f*** about the game to begin with. People will say, oh, it's to reach a wider audience, and I say, it's Sonic the Hedgehog. He does not need to pander to the wider audiences. What gets me the most is that compared to the free characters, the crossover IP slop DLC is getting evidently so much more content with tracks and music. We're not getting a Kamurocho track or a Persona Palace, but you, here's the nether. If there's a silver lining, the free characters seem to be the ones I'll actually care about, so I could just not buy the DLC and stick with the Sonic and Sega stuff. But A, not buying it doesn't take away the dev time that went to it, and B, isn't that kind of insulting? Like, hey player, the Sonic and Sega stuff isn't worth your money, but you wanna buy straight bullshit, don't ya? Hell no! I'm not paying for the crap that I don't want. I'm sticking with my good free stuff. Come on! That is 15 plus characters and a year of waiting for content I simply do not want in this game. Areas that aren't related to Sonic or Sega, just IPs to throw into the pile because woohoo, crossovers are all the rage these days. Minecraft Steve is on the extreme gear. Shadows next to SpongeBob, screenshot, get my likes on the internet. Zavok is in the paddy wagon, that's so funny! Fuck a good roster, I like the funny memes and crossovers and hitting my head with a hammer repeatedly. All these miscellaneous crossovers just dilute the game and make its identity murkier. I've seen too many people actually hype for this dog shit. My bad, that was mean. I've seen too many piggies eating up the- nope, that's even meaner. I've seen people whose interest in the game are solely centralized on the guest characters. To them, this isn't Sonic Racing Crossworlds or even Sonic and Sega Racing Crossworlds, it's that one Sonic game with Miku and Minecraft Steve and SpongeBob, the funny meme game. What the f is a Sage? Why does every multiplayer game have to be Mugen now? Why are they turning this into Kart by Daylight? Is it really so wrong to just want Sonic and Sega in my Sonic game made by Sega? The only crossovers outside of Sega I would have maybe been fine with are Mega Man and Pac-Man, maybe Mario. Those would have been the furthest stretch they could make until it doesn't feel like there's any rationale to the guests besides a big IP name, and even then, I'd still be raising an eyebrow. But as it stands, this skin roster is utter garbage. Mario Kart World should have been the only kart racer I'd deal with in 2025 with a crap roster, but Crossworlds is bad in a way more upsetting way. I can't even be fully hype anymore, since Crossworlds is just the next game to succumb to the IP mosh of mishmashed mush. The worst part still maybe is that if I ignore the part that I hate, which is really hard, the rest of the game looks super good. Block out the doo-doo butt-ass roster, and the gameplay looks super fun. I already really liked it from the beta, and it just keeps looking better. There's a really nice variety of both new locales and levels from across the series, and they look great. I can only imagine what tracks they'll add from the series after release, until I remember that it's all gonna be Bikini Bottom and TMNT and crossover IP slot bullshit. I told you it's really hard to forget about it. I love seeing the Babylon Rogues in action, and the extreme year gameplay, especially after that awesome Phantom Rider arc in IDW, featuring characters who won't get in to make them for stupid ass crossover characters. It's really hard to ignore. I feel like it's really hard to ignore. All the Sonic characters have fun interactions, even including ones who have never spoken before, which rules, and is the exact kind of thing you want in a game like this, which makes it a real shame that the extra characters won't be getting interactions at all, which really takes even more wind out of the sails and makes you wonder what the fucking point is. There it is again, you gotta trust me, it's so hard to ignore this part. I really like the look and feel of the racing from a mechanical standpoint too. Woo! No asterisk this time to remind me that Steve's in the game. I just remembered that they put goddamn Minecraft Steve in the game! The Fortnitification of gaming needs to be stopped, dude. What the f do you mean we might not get Vice or Joe in Crossworlds, but we might get Flash or Lando Norris? At least the price isn't unfathomably heinous like Mario Kart World. It's just the industry standard amount of heinous. $70, 7-0, more than 60 for the Kart Racer spin-off game is an insane asking price. That's a tough sell for even the biggest of AAA games for me. I frankly think that price is a scam in most cases, and here is no different. Crossworlds looks mostly great, but there's no circumstance where I see a price tag like this and think it's worth 70. Sure, it's not 80 like Mario Kart World, which after playing it, great game, but damn Nintendo, this is barely worth 60. 80 is the stupidest shit I've seen since, right. Yeah. Put it all together and you have $90 for the game and its first year DLC. Mind you, DLC they announced months before the game is out because God forbid a multiplayer game launch for 5 seconds without promises of constant new content. Remember when people used to complain about DLC announcements before the game came out? And now it's like they complain when they don't show DLC before the game comes out. What happened? Not to mention the pre-order bonus Werehog character, which cool that it's back, but these bonuses always have and always will be annoying, along with the digital deluxe Prime characters. F***ing Prime, really? Which is also a very annoying practice. We really lost the fight against these pricings. And if I don't pony up the cheddar, I presumably won't get any new tracks, unless they add free ones, since only the paid DLC seems to be getting tracks. So I'm basically either forced to starve or eat garbage. This Crossroads sucks. I'm just gonna sit down and choose neither. The Sonic franchise has me by the balls, so I will sadly be paying 70 schmeckles on the Crossworlds. But no matter how good the game looks, this is not a game I could recommend at that price. If you're hyped to spend 90 bucks to play with Minecraft and SpongeBob, more power to you, oink oink and all that. Sonic Racing Crossroads was so close to looking like a slam dunk and everything I wanted from a Sonic racing game. But the mix of the abysmal roster choices and the absurd price tag puts a major damper on my hype. I'm so sadly conflicted because there's so much good, but there's so much that I genuinely hate. Okay, well, like two things, but they're two pretty big things. I really want to buy it and tell everyone to buy it, but it's so annoying! The game looks so fun and polished, and I think I'm gonna love actually playing it. And even if the roster sucks, I've dealt with good games with bad rosters before, this will be no different. But I just hate that it has to be this way, honestly. I just wanted Sonic and Sega in my game, and I would have been so satisfied, because there's so many cool Sega characters and Sonic characters they could add. Like Mighty, Ray, Fang, Trip, Marine, Styx, Tangle, Whisper, Lanolin, Rough and Tumble, Bell, Surge, Kid, Mimic. They mentioned the freaking clean sweepstakes. What is right there? Bean, Bark, Honey, Chaos. Hell, I'd take freaking Xena. In the roster. Get out of my game. And not just Sonic, there's so many cool Sega franchises they could have added, like Monkey Ball, Samba de Amigo, Space Channel 5, Puyo Puyo, Bayonetta, Soccer Wars, Alex Kidd, Shenmue, Angry Birds, I guess they own that now, SMT, Metaphor, Etrian Odyssey, Shinobi, Just Like Radio, Trees of Rage, Golden Axe, Crazy Taxi, Virtua Fighter, and that's just stuff that's gotten games in recent years or in the future. They still have classics like Rise Star, Knights, Billy Hatcher, Vector Man, Dynamite Heady, Fantasy Zone, Beacap Attack, Comic Zone, Skies of Arcadia, Panzer Dragoon, Outrun, Altered Beast, one of the worst games I ever played, but I take it any day over this dude, and like a bajillion more franchises. The possibilities were endless, and they're gonna throw it all away and succumb to the undefeatable allure of guest characters, man. This sucks. It's everything I don't like in modern multiplayer roster decisions. Twice in 1 year, I'm being punished for the crime of being invested in franchises!